Welcome to Hybrid Boy Channel, Hybrid Theories. I'm your host, Eric. Hi, nice to meet you. The lovely creature right next to me, Sabrine, my partner in crime, partner all the way around. She's fabulous. I've got my guests on tonight, and there will be some more coming on, probably coming up. Getting off, getting on. It's all very complicated, wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
I have Elliot. Elliot, say hi.
Hello.
And then I also have my bestie, Leeson. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
So we're coming to you live from the boudoir in Parkland right now because I'm currently house sitting. So you'll recognize the headboard does look a little familiar because it's the same as it was on my last show. But girl, this little set piece is going to change when I get to finally get back to my home in West Palm. Thank goodness. So the extradition will come to a stop. I love my stepmom. Don't take that as a wrong thing, but girl, watching you for a month and dogs and the whole menagerie. What are you doing? And the whole menagerie. Let me just say, you know what? I live my lifestyle a certain way for a reason. Anywho, so launching launching into the topic of the day, shall we say? Tattoo piercings and body modifications. So let's just start with the beginning one, and I'm kind of curious to hear what the people that don't have the ink have to say on this. So let me start with you, Leeson, and let's.
Okay.
What do you think? And take it from there.
Well, when it comes to tattoos, I don't dislike people who have them. I just don't personally have one myself. Being in the arts and being an actor, I find that having a tattoo could hinder me getting a show, a part, or something like that. So it's a personal preference that I don't have one. But, I mean, hell, my last boyfriend had about 7, 8, 9 of them. And, we were together for 2.5 years, and the tattoos didn't turn me off.
Oh, there you go.
Except for the last one, which was the Ziggy Stardust lightning bolt in the eye right here. Okay, that one did, but...
Why didn't you like the Ziggy Stardust one?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Because he flat out told me he wasn't going to get a tattoo when he went away on a vacation, and he came back, and there was a gigantic tattoo on him.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a principle thing. It's not so much that you didn't actually like that tattoo. It was just.
Well, it was also primarily orange, paint color orange, so that didn't help.
Listen!
Oh.
Hi!
Hi!
Bonifa! What happened to Bonifa with her beautiful dreadlock?
Oh, I had to snatch those bitches out of my hair. My hair was
About
so.
your head!
I could not do the head pat hard enough. My scalp was so sore.
I know, as Michael Jackson would say, you were painting.
I was painting,
You were
girl.
painting.
They had to go.
Hiya, Bubbalas! How is everybody?
Hi,
Now
sweetheart.
that you're here.
Oh,
So introducing Liz. She's arrived to the panel. We just barely started, Liz, so I'm going to catch up a little bit.
okay.
We're talking right now about tattoo, the tattoo portion of the evening, and I actually just put the floor to Leeson, and we're just asking what her thoughts on ink are, and kind of like if you do have, if you don't have, if you want, what you think of the art form, that
I
kind of thing.
totally want, and I love the art.
Where'd she go?
Sometimes it does that. Just a little
Sometimes
glitch.
she freezes.
Yeah, well, she gets caught between worlds from time to time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think she's on her iPad.
And then she leaves.
Yeah. Okay, so back to you, Leeson. Go ahead.
Okay. Like you said, I don't have anything against people who have tattoos. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, my personal preference. So.
Now,
I will date a man with a tattoo. I've got no problem with that.
what about Dermablend? Is that the stuff that you were talking about?
The makeup,
That
yeah.
one guy? Yeah.
You mean the permanent makeup?
It's not permanent. But it's like a
Full
concealer that can
coverage.
actually just cover and blot it right out.
You should show her the. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
I'm frozen on my screen, so hopefully you
No,
can
you're
see.
fine on now.
Okay, good. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should show the
no.
commercial for the blend. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll send you the link, Lisa, and it's really
Okay.
cool.
It wasn't, it was originally created for people with like birthmarks, like port wine stains, things like that, stork bite, stains that they really need to cover up, almost like for a medical or cosmetic thing, not only just for tattoos. So it's great for people, that have vitiligo, so it's really great for that, and it really sticks and lasts. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's impressive.
Okay, so moving along, Elliot, your thoughts?
Well, in my personal opinion, I like tattoos on other people. I don't have any myself. I don't know that I would ever get a tattoo, but I definitely appreciate the tattoos that I really like are the ones that are more artistic, that have a lot of color and intricacy. I don't really like just, plain tattoos, like, just a star or something like that. I don't really understand that, but they usually have a meaning for somebody, whoever has it. So more power to them. So I don't mind them at all.
So,
I think they're sexy on some people. So.
Ooh,
Oh
there you
yeah.
go.
On some people, they are
Mhm.
extremely sexy. Massive turn on.
I agree.
Elliot, so when you say that you don't want, is that just personal preference, or is it like any kind of outside influence on that, or just?
Yeah, there's a little outside influence in the Jewish religion. Tattoos aren't necessarily accepted. So
I actually didn't even know you were Jewish, so
yeah.
consider that me finding something out about you. That's great.
Ooh,
So,
high five.
Ooh, there you go.
for my
Yeah.
fellow sister.
You can't be buried. They say you can't be buried in a
Right.
Correct.
cemetery if you've got tattoos.
See, I actually know very little about the Jewish faith, so this is very fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
we-
pretty much my opinion.
Okay.
Do you feel? Okay, now I'm trying not to be the moderator.
Go ahead and answer. You can ask questions.
Do you
and it's
feel that hypothetically, if you weren't of the Jewish faith and that was not an issue, that you would more freely get a tattoo?
Probably
fine. Good question.
if I didn't have that upbringing and knowing that that was the case, I probably wouldn't mind getting a tattoo. I would be more receptive to it.
Okay.
Oh, just so that the whole panel knows, you can ask questions to each other. This is not just me, like, holding the strings or anything. If we're on somebody and they're answering, if somebody's like, bringing up a point and you want to interject or add to it, definitely by all means. I mean, this is an open forum.
Sounds good. Oh, Eric.
You
Refer
try to
to
be
Mrs.
serious.
Mediator.
This is why I can't have nice things.
You coming home? Sorry.
The first.
Taking too long. I'm not gonna say-
Too long.
Yes.
Too long.
He's
All
coming home in time to pack his clothes to go away.
Woohoo! Key West.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in Key
Come
West?
back. I'll be all right with not going with you.
You can come with us.
You can come.
Cannot, but I would love to. You go. You do. You bring me something. I'm happy.
We'll bring you something pretty.
But as a side note, Lizzie, as a side note, do you see my necklace?
I do. Do you see mine?
Yeah.
We're magical.
We are.
Aww.
Like unicorns.
Wonder quadruplets.
Activate.
Okay. I'll stop.
All right, we're off topic now.
Yeah. We're strailing. We're pull up. We're going down. Liz. So being that you're also of the Jewish faith, does that apply to you? Because I know you've mentioned before that you kind of wanted to, or you've had a long.
I'm not a practicing Jew. My husband is non-practicing Jew. We're not Jewish that way. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do what I want.
What does that mean when you're non-practicing Jew? Explain that difference.
We don't go to
We're not gonna
temple.
really-
We don't go to temple. We don't. We celebrate some of the high holidays, but if it's with his family or if he's not working. But other than that, we do the Christmas thing. We really, it's just, he's more Jewish. He's more Jewish as far as like his, I think just his upbringing, but not that he's sitting down going, okay, you know, we have to do this and I've got to have a yarmulke. Nothing like that. So the tattoo thing is just a matter of if we like it or not.
Okay.
And we're both going to be cremated, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about that.
There you go. I don't, it's kind of funny I make this joke, and you might think it's off color, but oh well. I keep telling my mom because she's like, oh, I've got a life insurance policy just in case anything happens to me. I looked at it, it's like $1,200. I'm like, well, I don't know if you can cremate a body in a gas fireplace, but I guess we're going to find out.
Oh, videotape! I'm just saying.
Oh, it's all on the internet.
It'll go viral. So I want a tattoo, and you all know that I want my doula tattoo.
Yeah.
We want to be there.
I don't know. I know the women that I take care of. They go through something. Their bodies go through some changes. So I know that there is discomfort involved. You see, I'm psyching myself now. Discomfort involved in getting a tattoo. And as I get that tattoo, I will be thinking of my clients. And
Right.
put on your granny panties and grow up because this ain't nothing. And if I keep that in my head, I know I can get through one. I
There
don't
you go.
get to the point where I can do more than one.
Well, I'll go with you. I just won't get one myself.
I know. Well, we're supposed to do a junket,
Right.
but they're the girls. They went and did their thing.
Yeah.
But I think we can. I definitely need an escort. There's no way I'm going alone.
Oh no, yeah, and we gotta
I was
go to a good place.
I was actually
If I
going to
did,
bring
I'd have
that
to hire
up.
a taxi because I'd be so drunk and bleeding everywhere. You know.
No.
No, girl.
That's why I'm there. I'll bring the booze.
Not a good. not a good look. So. Yeah. So
No, I was.
seeing people with tattoos. I love. I think some of the more beautiful tattoos I've seen are the women who've had the mastectomies, and then they get the tattoo.
Yes.
Their scars
Yes.
who didn't have the reconstructive surgery.
Gorgeous.
And
Yes, those are.
I'm in love with that. In love with that because it's, you know what? We've always been a canvas. We'll always be a canvas, but that
Thank
makes it
you.
even more so. And then you can like Elliot was saying that there's that whole thing of what it means to that person. And gosh, is there a story to tell behind those tattoos? You know, it's got to be some powerful, powerful stuff. I have always loved and have always been fascinated by The Illustrated Man, the book.
Oh yeah.
Favorite stories, and I always said to myself I wanted a tattoo before I even became a doula, you know. So yeah, I love them. I think people look fabulous with them. I like the museums, you know. And the most morbid or not morbid. What's the other word I'm looking for?
Macabre.
Macabre. Thank you.
I was
Thing I've
thinking that
seen
word
is the
too.
tattoos that have been removed from
Oh, the skin, yeah.
bars.
Where they're actually on like in a shadow box kind of
Oh,
thing.
and in a jar
Really?
of like, you know, solution.
Yes.
Wow.
And formalin, yeah.
Very cool, and I was like totally. There's a link somewhere for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a link for everything.
I'm a
right?
tattoo
Yeah.
person. I like them on people, and I would like one.
Okay, so now that we've established that you would like one, do you
Bottle-
know the position?
Oh,
Notice what?
Do I what? What about a position?
Okay, what position?
Not that kind of position.
Where would you get it?
Where would you have the place?
Oh! Where am I going to place it?
Yes.
The least
The tattoo.
over the dog bite, maybe?
Hmm.
Oh, that's right. You're talking about your leg.
I have a dog bite, and it's probably the perfect shape if I do the ivy leaves and stuff with it. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Still like a divot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sort of look at. See, Sabrine is she's like my role model for that. I'm just looking at her body. I just
Your
turn
shirt
around.
button.
That looks good.
Well,
That
she's got the perfect canvas anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah, what are you
This is
saying,
sweet.
Lisa? I don't have a perfect canvas.
Catfight! I love
Ding, ding,
I'm
ding.
beautiful.
It's a
I'm
show.
beautiful.
You are beautiful. That's why I love you.
Don't piss the panelists off.
I think if you did like some leaves going up and covering the divots, but then doing the jewel in a definite clear flat space, you would have to. Else it would ruin the gem.
We'll discuss. We'll find.
We'll caucus.
So it'll be fabulous. Maybe for my birthday.
Oh, there you go. That's a great time to do it.
You know what? Yeah. Actually, my client is due August 18th. My birthday is the 21st. How about after she has that baby?
There you go.
There you go.
We'll be there.
It's official that my business, as a business owner, my first baby will be out. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
That is very symbolic.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh, cry amongst yourselves.
Is that emotion? Is that emotion? Squelch that. Squelch that.
So that's my point of view.
Baby. Yeah. I bring the question to you, and then I'm actually going to add on a little bit after you describe, your viewpoint on it. How do you feel as to having somebody there when the tattoo is being applied? Kind of that energy.
I think it can be a beautiful energy. I think it's a very special thing when you get a tattoo done, and personally for me, I would be very selective who I have there with me, because I almost think of each time I've gotten ink done as a piece of my spiritual journey. It's a marking of your body, and it's, all of my tattoos have a meaning and behind them. So yeah, I would be very selective, who went with me. Probably most of my tattoos actually I've gone by myself, which is kind of interesting now that I think about it, because it's almost like been like a meditative experience, and, very in the moment of it and all, so. Yeah.
I have a question, Sabrine. When you went to the convention center, the both of you, same artist?
No.
No, different. And we actually were getting them at the same time. They were being applied at the same time.
I was wondering, because I haven't gone with it yet. Oh. Okay.
No, we have.
But we've never. That was the first time we got ink together. But yeah. You're cutting in and out.
You too.
Okay, try it again.
What's that?
I think I said, oh, okay, I believe you. And then I realized you were saying that you've had them done prior. You did them together prior to that at the convention.
Same artist.
Not together, same artist, but then it was Sabrine had a sitting with the artist, and then I had a sitting with the artist, and we were both there when each other was getting applied. But at the tattoo convention, it was two different artists, but they were right next to each other, and we were getting applied at the same time, which is a whole different dynamic.
Okay.
Which was cute because we were just far enough away that we really couldn't talk. Yeah. But so we were texting a conversation.
It was funny.
Even though we were only 10,
See, that's what I mean.
feet away.
I don't know that I could even breathe or make a fist with the pain factor that I've heard about tattoo.
It's not like that.
You've had natural childbirth though, right, Liz? If I'm bringing
26 years ago, yes.
Well, this, from what I completely understand, is not anywhere a tenth near what you went through with that.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, I'm not backing out. Totally not backing out.
Well, we won't let you, girl.
Shitless, witless, but I'm.
Well, you can have it done in 2 stages too, if you want to. With tattoos, they always start with the whole black outline and the basic sketch of it, and then they start to incorporate the color and the shading. So you can do it in 2 sittings. I did my wings in 2 sittings.
Okay.
Well, they're very intricate.
I had to do them in 2 sittings.
Right.
So.
Girl, just get drunk and you won't feel a thing.
I don't recommend that.
Yeah, no.
I want so very badly to do that, but the nightmare stories that I hear.
When you drink, it'll push the tattoo ink out of your system weird.
And also, that's not the idea. That's not the idea of getting a tattoo.
No.
You need to be totally coherent and present and in the moment.
I mean, if they use it in part of people, in some cultures, it's part of your life journey. It's part of a rite.
It is. Yeah.
They don't get them liquored up, and that's part of they do the fermented spit thing. but
Well, they actually do the tap with the stick too. It's not like the fancy,
believe
done.
that,
Tap,
right?
tap, tap. Exactly, tap tap.
Tatao, that's where the word comes from. Tap, tap, tap.
Well, Jeremy actually had that done when he was up in Canada once.
Oh, it's beautiful. Some of those original
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
it's a
I won't lie,
matter.
that one was a good one.
It's a matter of having to experience it, be in the present, be present for it.
Exactly.
Oh my God, what am I talking myself into?
We're not doing it tomorrow.
We're not going tomorrow.
Or are we?
It you go
Oh,
when
good.
you're ready. You don't force yourself to go until you're ready.
I've been
Exactly.
talking about this since my daughter was maybe 22.
You know what, Liz? We need to have your daughter on the panel. You need to get on that.
Miss Busy Pants, invite her. You have her thingy. Talk to her.
I invited everybody, but it's like only the nucleus usually shows
But
up. So.
She works. I know she does a lot of gigs at night. She does like a lot of not coffee houses, what do they call, cocktail hour performances and all that stuff. So
With the ticket.
with the ticket and the vocal cords,
I didn't know that she sang.
she sings.
Ooh, girl, she got it naturally though. Look at the mama.
An apple didn't fall too far from the singing tree.
Mhm.
She's got to be amazing. What is her repertoire? Like, what styles?
She's the complete and other.
So she goes the R&B route. Where you
She's
don't.
R&B. She does do the Broadway stuff, but she's much better at she's Amy Winehouse.
Oh, very cool.
Very good.
Yeah, she's got a really rich mellow. She's not
She's
a
gorgeous.
soprano. She's not even she's like a contralto. She's like
Oh,
great.
cool.
It's gorgeous. Real smoky.
Okay, so I'm gonna rein us back. We'll hit that on our little
I
free
have
show
a
that we do at
fabulous
the end.
daughter, just saying.
You do. You do. Shout it from the mountaintop, girl.
Hello.
So going back to the tattoo conversation, for those of you that have tattoos already, are there certain areas of the body that are more sensitive or painful than others?
Mhm.
Yes, very much so. And it's actually kind of counterintuitive. The places that you would think sometimes are the most sensitive aren't.
Really?
Yeah,
I have
Is
a
the foot really sensitive?
the top.
yeah, the top. I have a tattoo that's on my shoulder that actually, because the artist was heavy-handed, when you say he's heavy-handed, it's like he's digging that needle into you. That was one of my more painful ones. And then the Ouroboros that's on my chest right here, because it kept on crossing like my collarbone, near to my breastplate, my sternum, and then like kind of close to my nipple on the bottom. I was feeling that all over the place because it was hitting different nerves that was going around. So.
Most people that get tattoos and tattoo artists say that the side of the rib cage is the worst, and then if you see people that have like a neck tattoo here, is pretty bad. But I think the consensus is the rib cage.
I would
the
say the
side.
neck would be a lot easier than the
Yeah,
side there.
the rib cage is supposed to be worse.
I always
There's
heard
no
that
cushion.
it was bad. I always heard that was really sensitive.
No, my
No,
wrist
actually,
was
these were pretty
like
easy.
nothing.
Yeah.
This was like an hour and a half, and I just kind of like sat there. I was surprised.
Like I say, it's not always intuitive as which spots will actually be the spots that are hurting the worst. Like the tattoo, my most recent one that I got on the inside of my bicep, didn't hurt really bad. I mean, it was pretty easy going on.
Mm. Oh well, I'm sold.
So for a first-time person going to get a tattoo like Liz, where would you recommend that she start since she's a virgin?
Well, actually, placement is still, it's like the design. It's very personal. Do you want it in a place that you can view it? Do you want a place that can be easily hidden? There's all kinds of different factors. I mean, like in my job, I can have visible tattoos on my neck and stuff, and people probably won't give two shits about it. It depends on where, though, you're employed, but people understand that, like the tech industry, we're a little bit more kind of alternative, if you will.
Right, and in the educational world, you have to cover it up because you don't.
Yeah,
want to
exactly. Exactly.
I had the thought of putting it just underneath my navel.
Ooh.
over my womb.
Oh,
That's
is
very
beautiful.
cool and very symbolic.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's not a horrible area because I have one on my tummy and
Yeah.
But see,
Yeah.
that's very symbolic with you being a doula too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
perfect.
I never
Exactly.
wear a two-piece bathing suit. I don't have a 9 to 5 job. My clients will never see me naked. I'll see myself, I'll know. And I'm thinking, even like over my navel, just, because that's the whole path,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what's been going through my head of late.
I think that's excellent.
I would do it, yeah, like just under your belly button would be
Mhm.
lovely.
Right where the name, that line is,
Yes. Isn't there?
Look at
Okay,
So
so.
we'll all go together. She's
I'm gonna put a
why she
pin.
got her uterus tattooed.
There you go. I'm gonna put it. Well, that's the new thing, getting your uterus tattooed.
Everyone's doing
Yeah,
it.
everybody's
Better
doing
than
it.
vajazzling.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, there will be no vajayzing of that.
I'm gonna put a pin in that little discussion. We need to come back to that. So remind me that we're gonna talk about that again, but about the whole the line of it's just doula questions. I'll bring that up in the open.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, piercings.
Ooh.
I'm going to start this time. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to start this time with you, baby, because I know you've had your nips pierced before. So.
I don't know who you're talking to. No, I haven't.
No?
No.
I thought you told me you did.
No.
That was your other girlfriend, boo.
Oh. Mm-mm,
But
Oh, to be a fly on the wall tonight.
I know.
I did have my nose pierced twice, and now this is dirty little secrets. Back in the day, I had a PA.
Oh. Explain to the audience what a PA is for those who are not in the know.
A Prince Albert.
Yeah.
And explain what that is for the people that don't know.
That is a piercing of the penis.
And where was your PA placed?
It goes through the urethra and out the bottom, and it was a ring.
Can you have sex with that?
Yes.
On?
Recommend it highly.
Because that it accentuates for both partners.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So a lot of those on Fire
Just getting a
Island.
mental in here, that's all.
What's that,
A
Liz?
lot of those on Fire Island and Cherry Grove.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so piercings, pro, con, and have them, don't have them, want more, want less. Where would you get them?
Everyone's
And ears do count.
Well,
That's
I
for
have
sure.
the ears. I have one in each ear. I don't ever think about doing any more in my ears. I think it's kind of like not in vogue anymore to have them like all the way up your ear. I love the ear cuffs that people are wearing up here that kind of wrap around the length of
Those
the
are
ear.
gorgeous. And you don't have to
Those
have a
are
piercing.
beautiful. Exactly. I've seen like wings almost like, done. But I think I've contemplated like nipples, but I don't really think
That must have been it. The conversation must have come up.
I
that
don't
way.
think I really want to do that. I don't find it that aesthetically pleasing. And even like the eroticism of it, no. For me, I think kind of like, with my journey, my body is kind of like sacred now, and finally, having breasts, feels like it goes against that for some reason. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
it's contradictory. And I don't think I would ever do anything as far as genitals, that doesn't entice me. I would probably do my nose again, like I had like a cute little like stud here that was like almost like a star, like with rhinestones in it. It was really pretty. My niece has one too. So.
Yeah, I've seen hers.
Yeah, I think that's all I would do. And I think the belly button is kind of passe. So, but you know what? Okay. You know what I do think is really pretty when you see now there's the trend where the people do like the the little dermal, like almost like implants.
I've seen them. They look so amazing.
I would do one like
A
right
lot
on
of
the,
them in
like,
New York.
on the like décolleté, like right
Mhm.
here, so it looks like almost like a piece of jewelry.
That's what I would love to get just
beautiful.
a stone. I would. Oh yeah.
It's gorgeous,
Yeah.
you know. So something really simple. I would do that. So.
Okay.
You guys.
Yeah.
Elliot.
I'm kind of indifferent about piercings. I don't have any. I don't. I guess they're sensual on certain areas of the body for people because it increases the sensitivity of the area. But I don't really. It's not like artistic to me.
Liz is sorting herself out here.
No, it's my damn jiggy with Bobby. It's just going in and out.
Oh, I hate when that happens. That's why I got mine removed.
I was gonna say my jiggy, my Bobby goes in and out all the time. I love it.
You guys are such comedians. You're so funny.
We'll be here all night.
Ish. Funny, styly.
Okay, so Liz, same question.
Okay, so piercings. Traditionally, every Puerto Rican baby, after they've had their vaccinations, gets their ears pierced. My daughter and myself. I have 4 piercings because I wanted to emulate my best friend and role model, Brenda Ortiz
Right.
Burke. And so I had it done, but I've only worn earrings in there maybe a handful of times. One of them, I can still get them open, but I took my daughter when she was 15 or 14 to get her belly button pierced when it was all the rage.
Mhm.
And it made me a cool mom for a whole week.
Ooh.
And yeah, I had street cred as a mommy. And as far as anything else, I don't know. I don't think I wanted the whole thought of. I guess because I breastfed, I can't think of doing anything to my nipples. My thoughts are that it would not that I'm ever going to breastfeed again. God bless me. If I do, we're going to get rich, all of us. You thought Jesus had something to talk about, and Mary, right? But
Oh, her cat Freepon is so old she knew Jesus.
I don't have any other things. No intent to. I don't like the one with the little. Guess it's okay thingy. I like that one. That's a really cool idea.
The what?
The what?
The one with that like this, the dermal ones.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The only thing I would ever consider.
Right.
No, but
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
that's it. I mean, I love having my ears pierced. I'd like to wear an ear cuff, but just from one of these holes, you know. My husband had his ears pierced. Every once in a while, I try to get him to use them, but
Yeah.
not yet. Haven't gotten him drunk.
I've got my ears pierced as well, so yeah, both of them. And then one is actually doubled at my left ear. Those two.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, men started piercing their ears before women did.
Oh, really? As
They
far
started
as
wearing
history
heels
goes?
before men did.
Yeah.
It's just fiction,
Okay.
longer. It's that's it.
Okay, Leeson, same question.
Well, I only have my traditional ears here and here. When I was in high school, I was really tempted to do one up here during summer camp, and I was literally this close. And then I kind of got scared and chickened out. And I've always sworn that I would get my belly button done once I had a flat stomach. Well, I'm 33 and I still don't have a flat stomach, so we don't have to worry about that.
Hey, girl, I'm 41 and I still don't have a flat stomach, so it's
Oh,
okay.
bitch, yes, you do. Don't go there.
Oh, shut up.
But when it comes to piercings, I've got nothing against them. I think that they are pleasurable when they need to be pleasurable. They're fun when they need to be fun. The only thing I don't like when it comes to piercings, and I'm not sure if it's considered a piercing necessarily, but I think it starts off as one, is when they stretch the earlobes.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
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 That's a little weird because with every other piercing that you have, primarily, you can kind of remove the earring and let the hole close up because your body wants to close it up. That you can't.
Oh yeah, those are
So
nice.
that's my only thing about piercings. But I mean, I think piercings are gorgeous. So
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, folks, let's dive a little further into this world. Let's talk about body modification. Um, I've seen something. I kind of, when I was doing research for the show, I was looking at different sites and whatnot, and saw some things that cannot be unseen. Which, if that's your thing, great. I have no judgments there. Just for me, it's like, please put a little eye bleach warning or something on the page saying you will be scarred for life after you see this. Um, I've seen uh, pictures of men that have actually castrated themselves in the name of art. I don't
Seen that?
understand
I
it.
saw. Oh my god!
ew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes, they
yeah.
it
really do.
was one of the first things I ever streamed or watched on the internet when internet was like when we got computers. First
Mhm.
thing I ever watched.
Oh no no. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
don't
I've
get
seen
it.
girl.
Maybe that's just because I'm attached to mine. It just seems like I don't understand. And that's why I try not to judge. I want to understand. It's not, so when people hear me kind of saying things about it's not that I dislike it. It's just that I don't understand it. I don't know what's fueling that. I don't know what the trigger would be for that kind of thing. What, psychologically would be the driver on that.
Right.
Um, that's kind of what fascinates me a lot about the human mind and experience as a whole is, okay, what's the underpinning? What's the driver for that? Because we are all spurred on by different things and different drives and whatnot. So that was one of my first things about body modification. And then I've also seen, and I think I actually saw it recently, maybe at the tattoo convention or whatnot, but people do get the silicone implants under like their skin, under the dermis. So I've seen like lumps or bumps or have like the horns put
Oh
in
yeah.
under the skin here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah,
Um,
you
there's
just
a guy that's like the human lizard who's completely tattooed from head to toe, and he's got like these underdermal implants that are here, and he's also split his tongue down the center so it can do the little thing because
yeah.
it's two muscles in there.
You didn't see that? You've never seen that?
Oh no.
No,
Seen it, but
no.
oh, just thinking about it.
Well, I actually have an acquaintance who I met her at like the passion party. I met her at one of these passion party things. It was just a Women's Day, but she was into that. Her husband is an artist who does the piercings where they put the rings in your back so you can
Hmm.
make your back like a corset.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
He's like
Interesting.
that's what he does. He does tattooing. He does all that sort of that crazy. He does that. He does all that.
I've also seen, and I think it was a movie where a guy had like those hooks, but he was being suspended
Right.
like in a horizontal position from the top down. So like he was looking down at the ground, but being suspended from his back on hooks like that. So I just like I don't get
Don't even get it.
To each their
it.
own, but not for me.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder, and I throw this out to the panel. I wonder, how have you seen different body modifications? Did you find the art cool? Did you not find the art cool? Kind of putting it to people like that. Um, this time we'll start with Miss Lee Thin.
I'm trying to think. I mean, other than like body modifications when it comes to like plastic surgery and such, I don't think I've really seen any other than like you were saying the lizard guy who put the silicone in his head. But yeah, I don't tend to go around that not lifestyle, but that crowd so much.
Mhm.
So when I'm not around a crowd that has that, then I don't see it as often. So I would probably say I don't see it at all, if any. So
Okay.
Elliot?
Um, I don't hang around people that have body modification really, but I've seen it. You know, growing up in Philadelphia, I lived just outside of New Hope, and that was a very artsy community. And typically, those are the people that I saw with the most piercings or tattoos or body modification and stuff like that. I haven't really seen anybody in person, up close in person, that had like the more extreme body modification, other than like on the internet.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it's sometimes I wonder if it's something that started as a casual thing where they got a piercing or a tattoo, and then somewhere along the way it went to an addiction.
Like a gateway drug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that all of those people are artsy.
But no, you're exactly right. I mean, it's like marijuana is the gateway drug to do heavier stuff. A tattoo or a piercing could be the heavier or the gateway drug for somebody to do the body modifications like that.
Yeah, and it's like body modification where people go and get plastic surgery. They take it to a whole new extreme.
Right? They want to be Barbie, they want to be Ken, or they want to be Justin Bieber, not just can you lift up my boobs because I've had 4 kids and they've been sagging.
Yeah. I want the mommy job, which is the new thing. It's called the mommy job. Yeah.
Oh, like after they have children and they feel they earned like a breast lift.
Things to be lifted, tucked, and tightened.
Oh,
yeah,
the push
I've
gift,
heard,
so to speak.
Yeah, I've heard that.
The rejuvenation.
Ooh.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I do have my children, hopefully, God willing, I do have them, I will be doing that at the end of my birthing child.
Have you got a doula?
I need to get a man who wants to have children first.
No, there's this thing called the Bank of the Spine.
Yeah, girl, don't be waiting. Just
Exactly.
have a baby.
If you got the ovaries and the time,
Or
girl,
I
go
can
for
get you a surrogate, because it's what I do.
it.
Let's talk.
I mean a donor.
Listen to the reproductive pimp over here.
That's
She's like whoring out uteruses.
This is
everywhere.
Do you want a 5x9? Do you need a 7x10? What do you need?
Mama could hook you
Now, do
up.
you have to pay by the square inch? How do you pay for that, Rose?
I would go into detail, but then you'd have to pay me.
Girl, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. You need to tell me you just pay for the real estate, the time, both. What is it?
I've seen, like I said, I've seen the people with their different tattoos, but that's like from hanging around in the Village, in Manhattan, and just sitting on a subway. I've seen so much stuff that just blows my mind. The Marilyn Monroe,
Oh, the beauty mark?
the beauty mark. I mean, there's all kinds of things that I've seen, and I'm fascinated by it because, damn it, it's our body.
Right.
And if this is how you express yourself, fine. I think the only thing that I do not agree with is obviously the clitoral, that whole
Oh, like in the
circumcision.
tribes that they do the...
Well, I
where
don't
they
know that
close
that.
the. I mean, I'm not. I cannot speak. I cannot say that. I mean, I'm just outraged when they try to do it here in this country. People come here to have their rights and their freedoms taken away through their culture from back there, and they force them to do it. I'm horrified by that, because the suffering. That also, as a doula, there are children young women who cannot have babies or are ripped apart because they try to have a child through that tiny stitched up opening and lacking a clitoris. I mean, it's.
Oh, is that when they stitch up down there so that
They make it
when they
small.
finally have their husband, they are considered pure?
It's insane. There's all kinds of things, but
Oh no.
so that's the only body modification thing that kind of freaks me out.
Okay, so let's flip this on its tail. Have you experienced any prejudices due to, like, tattoo, piercing, or any kind of modification?
Only stuff overheard in business for me. When you're in an office setting and somebody comes in for an interview, that person there's a whole backstory that they have because the person has a tattoo, which is completely insane. You don't know these people, you don't know why they have their tattoo.
Right.
So it's usually overheard, never in the circles that I've traveled in, that there's been a problem with somebody having a tattoo. Like, oh my God, how can you do that? I have more people who say that I have friends who don't want children that have a lot to say about that as opposed to somebody who's modified their body in some way.
I had a little boy that was playing over here, funny enough, with my nephew Nico, and we were all on their play set because I'm the fun uncle. I like to go and play out with the kids and whatnot. And the boy looked at me and then like kind of rounded behind Nico a little bit and said, "He's got tattoos." And Nico says, "Oh, he's my uncle. He's fine." And he's like, "My mom said that I'm not supposed to talk to anybody that has tattoos."
Wow.
I was just like, "Wow."
So backwards and weird.
Yeah.
That's
But
just
this is a
wrong.
very affluent neighborhood, though. That's what kind of threw me off. Is that where my sister lives, where I'm at right now, is a very affluent neighborhood. So it's just weird to kind of encounter that. It's like you would think,
But
okay,
it's like it's this weird pocket. It's like super affluent suburbia. It's very it's wealthy.
yeah, it's not like
But-
Palm Beach
yeah.
where it's wealthy
No, it's
and
not like that,
infiltrated,
but it's very like suburban. Like
Right.
it's right down the street from like school, and it's
Bradytown, USA.
It is, but like all big houses.
Right.
Oh wow. Yeah.
um,
Sadly, see that happening down there.
yeah. So I put the question to you too. Have you experienced any prejudices regarding your tattoos or piercings or any modification? And you can take that and run with it.
Oh my God! I mean, That's a whole nother topic for me. When it comes to body modification, I guess I'm like the poster child for it. For me, when within this context of body modification, I've watched like multiple programs on it, and met so many people within my subculture, that have done body modification. So I have a very kind of interesting view of it and curiosity, because let's face it, what I've done to my body is one just kind of huge form of body modification. And I think it's very interesting in our society when we see people that do things to alter their body, and I'm talking in a purely aesthetic sense, like silicone dermal, implants, piercings, things like that. I'm not really speaking of like purely like cosmetic things, that like breast lift, facelift, all of that stuff, But when people do that, I find this fascination with it, and what drives it, what pushes people to want to alter the aesthetic of their body, And then I think it becomes kind of a cultural study. If we look at, tribes from other countries, they do all of this beautiful scarification in like, patterns to their bodies, and then they put these, things in their ears and things in their
Or
lips
even like
and everything.
the rings to raise the
Right.
Yeah,
to it.
but
Yeah.
in that culture, it's not looked down upon. It's more an aesthetic, But then within the context of our own culture, it's kind of like this weird kind of taboo that happens, So I think like what we touched upon earlier, if it's coming from a certain place, I think it can be really cool and really beautiful how people can alter their body and do things to modify it, even by doing sort of like implants into the skin, whatever. But then just the same, I think there's a line that gets crossed at what is fueling the modification. And I've seen some of the modification go, and it moves toward what I would use the term as mutilation.
Right.
I think a lot of times when people do like these, some of this stuff to their, genitalia, like the men like do this stuff where they like literally splay open their whole urethra, like the whole
that's
length
what I was
of their
referring
penis.
to, yeah.
Whereas then I've seen
Then
others that just, what's that?
Art, as you're saying?
Yeah, but to me, that gets to be a little bit of a gray area. I'm like, I've seen like guys, like now we're really getting into the nitty gritty, really just like, I kind of like almost open up the tip of their penis where the urethra is to where it like opens a little bit there, that mucosal tissue is exposed. That I'm like, oh, okay, you've like modified it a little bit. But then when I see people that have gone so far as to really open it up, I wonder like, okay, I think something different is fueling that.
They're like a
You know,
dysmorphia thing, right?
a dysmorphia, or like I almost think there must be some sort of maybe sexual abuse that happened, in their past, that they're
Right.
doing this to their genitals. It really borders on mutilation in my eyes. And then also when people do body modification, when it reaches more of an extreme point to where, when they're out in public, people are going to look at them and they're very kind of off-putting. And then when they have elicited this reaction from people, they're kind of perturbed that people are looking at them, like this. Well,
Exactly.
you've done this extreme thing to your look, you have to expect it. So I think sometimes it's like a weird dynamic where they distort their whole aesthetic, and then they're like, why is everyone looking at me? So I think there's this way that people can do it to adorn their body, and they can look really cool and really interesting, and it can be kind of a very artistic thing, but then it can also be taken too far, and the too
Right.
far is very subjective. It's very subjective, if we again look at it from a cultural perspective. What's too far?
Right.
If you're in Papua New Guinea, no, they go very far. But here in like suburbia, it would be over the top to have like, earrings all the way up your ear, So
Well, they might make the assumption to just say, "Oh, you're trailer trash," and then just go from there. And it's
Yeah.
it's so easy to be dismissed. And
Right.
because
Yeah,
for me,
I think it kind of goes back to we create our cultural norms. So
yes,
certain
very good point.
certain cultures, it's accepted. It's what you do and stuff like that. It goes back to like my point of view with tattoos and the whole Judaism and all that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
it's all about cultural norms and what people see as normal. And in our society, people don't see the body modification as normal. It's something that's always looked at as different. Oh, well, what's wrong with that person that they want to do that to themselves? Um, to each his own, and everybody has um, a different attachment to what they do, whether it's a tattoo or a piercing or body modification. It has some kind of a symbol for them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I do too.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I
Yeah.
mean, 'cause like what Ellie's saying about the religion aspect of it. I mean, I was brought up Christian, and you didn't get tattoos, you didn't do body modifications, just because you were taught God made you perfect the way you are, and He made you that way for a reason. So why would you change yourself?
I kind of put that as a play on words as far as this particular hangout was concerned, or this show. Um, I had said, about decorating your temple, because that's kind of when I've encountered things like that from certain pieces of my family. I just say, well, our body is our temple. I just decided to decorate mine.
Yeah.
It's your temple. Do what you want to with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing too, and I kind of borrowed a response that Sabrina had done to a different person about it, but my mom and I were talking and catching up, and she was, "So what's going on?" And I told her about the tattoo convention, that I got more ink, and at the one before, I had actually kind of marked my coming out as a bi man, completely in the open, as well as different life changes with my Ouroboros that's on my chest. And she's like, "Oh, can you just not get any more tattoos?" And I told her, I said, "Well, thank you for telling me what I can do with my body."
Mm.
It's like
Did she?
I'm
Well,
I'm
I would
41 years old, Mom. I can do whatever I want with my body.
explain.
What were you saying, Liz?
Did she explain why?
I just think it's a different generation, so I think to her, she still kind of wrestles with the for I might be making a generalization here because I'm not living in her head,
Right.
but I assume that she has not come out and said this, but my assumption is I gathered that in her generation block, tattoos were either deemed as either A, low class, or like the you went with like some kind of gang affiliation. Or
And with
something.
a certain type of crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I tell her, I'm like, you know what, doctors have them, nurses have them. I said it's quite more common to see them than not these days.
Far more passe than it was then, yeah.
Yeah.
It was only soldiers and, enlisted men who got their tattoos, and bad guys.
And
Yeah.
ladies of the night, darling.
Oh yes.
Don't forget my sisters.
The girlies over on Broad and Dixie got to say shouts out.
Point! Poor baby.
So, has anybody on the panel encountered somebody that's kind of made you like had to either I don't want to come out and say be judging of that person, but maybe you wouldn't engage with that person because you didn't feel comfortable about that, the way they were either tatted up or modified or piercings here, there, everywhere, because we've seen that. I think that washes the sound a little bit.
I mean, I know someone right off my head. There's this guy who I know. He works in tech theater, so I see him quite a bit. Tattooed head to toe. He's got the gauges in his ears. And when I first saw him, I was taken aback by him. But, I got to talking to him. He's actually a really cool guy. So at first I was taken aback by it, and I was kind of apprehensive about talking to him. But I did, and I'm glad I did, because he's a cool guy that if I meet somebody, he's there. So, yeah, you just got to take a chance at times.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm going to open it up now. This is the free-for-all, so ask any question. Anybody on the panel can take the answer, or if you need to direct it to somebody on the panel, that's fine too, or you can direct it to the whole panel, the moderator included. So I leave it open.
I think it was interesting, like what Lisa was just talking about, the guy that he did 2 of my tattoos, and he did Eric's on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
He has a little girl, and she's probably about 6, and his name is Lonnie, and you can see him on my Facebook page, Lonnie Morgan. He's incredibly talented, very gifted. He does a style that's called Neo. So it's like a nod to the original old school, like kind of Navy tattoos.
Yes.
With like a modern twist. It's
Beautiful. I love that.
My swallow is kind of reminiscent of that. So there was a picture of him on Facebook, and he's tatted. He's got like a lot of tats, and he looks like he's like a total roughneck.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a picture of him on Facebook, like curling up like on the sofa with his little girl, who is just this cute little thing. His wife is Latina, and so the daughter is mixed, and she's just beautiful. And they're wrapped in like something that looks to be like a Hello Kitty blanket. So here he is, like thugged out with tattoos,
right,
and curled up, and you can see by the look in his face that that little girl has him wrapped around his finger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the picture is like the perfect, kind of judging the book by its cover moment.
Exactly.
And, that was like the poster child for people like rethinking, seeing someone inked out,
Right.
But, I think probably the only time like tats would like that I would find them off-putting is if I saw something that was like prejudicial, like a swastika or like Nation or something like that. But I am, even though I love ink, I find it very quizzical sometimes when you see so many tattoos are of that macabre, kind of nature, like skulls and daggers and everything. And it's kind of funny when we could get tattoos of so many more beautiful things, but when I see people like their whole body is done like of, it's just so dark, or I'll use the word sinister, kind of that. I'm a little perplexed by that, like what's behind that?
To Elliot's point, everybody's saying the same thing. It's that whole What's behind there? What causes
Yeah.
them? What is in their story, their backstory, that brings them to that point to do that to themselves, or to have that stuff portrayed on their bodies? What was that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to do a book that had no pictures of the tattoos until the very, very end of the book, but you get the stories first, and then it's like, this is so and so, this is why he, Then when you see the tattoo, it's a whole other story. When you look at it, it's going to look entirely different to you. It's going to mean something different to you.
Right.
Yeah, and it goes to the whole, judging a book by its cover. If you look at the cover and you're like, it's off-putting, then people aren't going to necessarily start conversations.
Approach to go to get in closer.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the person isn't a good person or isn't,
Right.
emotional or whatever. It's just the cover is essentially what's keeping people from getting closer to them.
Yeah.
And maybe they do that on purpose because of things that have happened in their life. They don't really want people making that connection with them.
Well, and that's what I kind of like, to go back around to the body modification, when you see people that take their body to such an extreme that it keeps people at arm's length. What is behind that, that you actually start to have an intimidating presence, when it goes from like adornment, to, looking scary. And I'm super, super open-minded. It takes a lot for me to think that you look scary.
But isn't that more eye of the beholder, though, kind of thing, where is the line of what is aesthetic versus what might be the person's aesthetic versus what might be the kind of the barrier?
Well, that's the interesting thing. Like, so often with my profession, I've had clients come in through the years and they want to do, usually, of course, a younger person, someone in their 20s, teenager, numerous times wants to do something super extreme to their hair and like to, especially like the color. Like I had one girl she's like, I want to like bleach all my hair out, and she picked these colors. She's like, I want, it to be highlighted with like neon orange and neon yellow. I just want it to be like shocking and like her clear
Always gonna be shocking.
objective was for it to be shocking
Right.
and avant-garde and extreme. And I said to her, I said, you know what? I said, I'm all for doing something really cool, really funky, but why don't we do something really cool, really funky and extreme, but make it pretty?
Right.
I think sometimes people go for shock value,
Yeah.
but don't really think of aesthetic. They want to elicit the attention, but kind of shooting themselves in the foot while doing it. It doesn't look pretty on you when your hair is jacked. So I see that sometimes, and it's kind of quizzical. Like people are wanting the attention, but aren't making it aesthetic.
Right.
Like almost defacing themselves. So it's interesting, and that's beyond subjective. That's just factual.
Right.
So.
I love Ellie.
Okay. Again, open
It just
forum.
pops up.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like you say, all of a sudden, Elliot's picture will pop up for no reason.
And you're just there.
Because whenever you start talking, it's voice activated. It goes.
But he
so if
He hasn't been saying anything.
There's some-
I think
when it
sometimes it
pops up,
cycles
it's
when we're
insane.
quiet.
Oh my.
Yeah. I think if we're quiet, it will just start cycling.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so open forum. No punches pulled, as I called it the last time we did it on the show. So, if you've got a question, anything, the person can decline to answer it, or the panel, but throw it out there. Anything you're curious about, anything that might be going on in your life right now.
Try to think nothing's happened. There's Elliot.
What? There's Elliot.
You're so cute.
You're supposed to kiss the screen when I come up.
Oh, Lord.
It's just for. It's just for. Aww. You and Lisa are engaged now.
Aw.
Yay!
Tell that to Jack.
Okay.
Well, you know, Liz is a certified minister, so she can just do it up right now.
Right on this, it'll be the first time.
We got 2 witnesses. We're good. Let's do
There you
it.
go.
Okay.
Let's do this.
And she
Girl,
can,
you got more than 2 witnesses.
Yeah, you got all the viewers on Facebook, or sorry, YouTube.
Ready
now.
now.
Yes, there you go.
Trying to think. I got nothing.
I know.
Okay,
I'm gonna play.
I'll go. Leeson,
Yes.
how is being in a long distance relationship working, and what are the challenges from that? Because I do know that you are currently in a long distance relationship, a
Yeah.
bi-coastal relationship, if we should say
It
that.
is bi-coastal. It's got a lot of challenges. I will not lie. Jack's in Hollywood, trying to make it as an actor right now. And I'm here in West Palm in graduate school and teaching and basically doing my life as normal. So it's hard. I mean, yes, the 3-hour difference makes it very difficult to begin with. But I don't know, it's so strange because like last week I was going through a huge family situation, which I actually need to talk to you about later, Eric.
Okay.
Because I do need my guru. But all I wanted was for Jack to be at my house and there to hold me.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
he wasn't there. And there are times when I wish he was here. I just want to hug, or I just want to talk to him face to face. So it's definitely hard, but we make it work because we care about each other so much. But, I'm going to be seeing him in 2 months, and I can't wait to see him. And I found out last week he's coming home for Christmas. So
Yay.
it's been the holiday together.
Wonderful.
And
Very
it's going to be
cool.
around the 1-year anniversary that we started dating. So
Very
wow,
cool.
already? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, so it's one of those. I mean, a lot of people say long distance relationships won't work, and it's going to just be you're going to break up. But for us, it really does work though, because I still get to do graduate school and focus on my schooling, and he gets to be out in LA trying to make it and doing what he wants to do, and we're not holding each other back. We're supporting each other, and like I know if he was here, because when he was here in April, I had 2 assignments due, and I basically kept blowing them off because I just want to spend time with him because he was sitting in my living room, and I'm like,
Yeah.
my baby's here, screw homework, I haven't seen him in a couple months.
Yeah.
And if he was here on a regular basis, I think my schoolwork would be affected because I would just want to be with him. And I think the same would be for his acting career, because I don't think he would necessarily be pushing himself as much as he is out in LA with me if I was there with him.
But may I say, I think that might be at the beginning, but once you settle into your life, there's Elliot. Once you settle into your lifestyle as a couple, you're going to have to put food on the table, both of you.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it would be a short-term, distraction, and then settling into life, I would think.
But honestly, it's made us really get to know each other, because although we were friends before we started dating, we have 1 to 2 hour conversations almost every night.
That's
And so
Awesome.
it's not just a physical relationship, and it's not just, okay, let's go for dinner, let's have the bullshit talk, let's go have sex and go home, like my last relationship ended up being. It's just so nice. And Elliot's now gone. It's just his painting. So it's just the painting popping up.
Oh, there he is.
But yeah, we get to know the nitty gritty. When his parents have both passed away, because obviously Jack is, a good deal older than I am, and he's told me about all these like little details about like when his parents passed away, when they got sick, what the family did or didn't do, and how he had to, work on relationships and such like that. And I honestly don't think that he would have opened up like that to me if he was here in West Palm, because I don't think we would have gotten there at this point in our relationship. I think it would still be at the physical, just underneath the surface.
Honeymoon stage almost.
Exactly. And
Do you talk on the phone or do you FaceTime?
we primarily talk on the phone. When we know our schedules are pretty open, then we will Skype each other.
Cool.
But it's with the 3-hour difference, it's always difficult. And then now with me working camp during the summer instead of working my old 9-to-5 job that was killing me, literally, I'm exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's our conversations start earlier here, which makes them like 5 o'clock out in LA, where he's like,
Oh,
I'm
that's tough.
Yeah.
right in the middle of my afternoon. So, but we're making it work, and
It's love in the
It-
modern age, isn't it? You know?
It is.
Yeah.
and I don't think I could do this with anybody but him. So,
Very cool.
That's
Well,
yeah.
awesome.
That you're
he's a
having.
keeper. And y'all all met him, so yeah, I know y'all have approved of him. So,
And I
Yes,
love
yes,
his voice. Oh,
yes.
if I had an answering machine, he would be the message. I'd ask him to do my message. That's how deep and gorgeous his
you don't understand. I have saved some of his voicemails so that when I can't talk to him when I need to, I just pop it on. I'm like, oh, there's his voice.
Oh, that's sweet.
I let the machine erase. I think we had this conversation, right? That I don't erase like when my daughter's messages, my father, anybody that's like super important that I'm not close, that's not close, or that I don't see very often, like my husband because he's never home. I save their voicemails
Aw.
just in case. I always like to have that last.
No, I
Okay, so
understand.
I'm gonna put a little pause on us right now. I do have a comment from Jen. Jen, you're out there watching us. You all know Jen.
Is it
Hi,
Jen?
Jen. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jen.
karaoke, Jen.
Yep. And Jen says, regarding one of our previous topics, in my particular case, the tattoos, hair colors, and piercings I have give me a sense of control in an uncontrollable world because I'm able to decide what, where, and when I make changes.
Of course.
Very empowering. I like that.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, she's
we
got
miss you,
one of those
Jen. We know you're doing a karaoke show right now. Love and luck to you there.
We love you, Jen.
Have
Mwah,
fun.
mwah. I need to come to your karaoke show soon, I promise.
Yeah. So do we.
She's so good.
Where is it?
I love her.
Saturday after Stonewall.
Over at Respectable
That-
Street. Have you gone, Liz? Because we need
I've
to get
never
you
been
over there.
back.
Oh my
girl.
God, we need to go to Respects, girl.
It's
I'm
fun.
totally
Jen
down.
knows how to throw karaoke.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's
They're
always fun.
climbing on me and trying to do things they're not supposed to. Oh, okay.
We are not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. Come join us.
My cat.
we have cookies over here. Come join us. Be like us. Be like us.
If you have apples and bananas, they're happy.
No, she's saying her cat is
Oh.
influenced.
My cat.
Oh, her cat.
Yes.
Yeah. You got. I'm like, you guys. She's talking about her cat, not you.
Well,
two.
you know, Pussy loves me.
Mm.
It does.
Wow.
Don't look at it like that.
Yeah, we used to
Recon
Every
will
subject.
fall asleep on my chest every single time.
Oh, you're talking about.
Are we still
I
talking
said pussy.
about cats?
Look at Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, I'm right next to you.
I'm sorry, I'm the innocent one of the group.
Oh,
I
oh,
thought I was the
No, no, no,
innocent
no, 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 no.
one.
The
I was gonna say,
innocent.
and my horns are coming up right now.
you don't count the thing that supports the halo up because it doesn't hold
Yeah,
itself
no,
up
no.
there.
They're just decoration. The halo's still right there.
Uh-huh. You need to polish that thing. Put a little Brasso on it.
I do. And a little glitter.
There you go. Well, you can never have too much glitter.
There's no such thing as too much glitter.
Oh,
Well, it's the herpes of the craft world. You can never get rid of it.
home. Dinner's ready.
Trust me, I know. I've been working with glitter all day. 2 showers later, and I still have it on me. So
Of course. And wait till your man comes back and says, "Well, you smell like vanilla and shattered dreams. I don't understand this." The stripper reference there, by the way.
mhm.
Vanilla and shattered dreams.
We're
Cherry ice cream pie, I heard of one.
just gonna call Lisa Cinnamon from now on.
Lordy, lordy. All right, that's fine.
Get on the pole, girl. It's your turn.
No, actually, my
Run.
stripper name
That
is
pole
Valley Forge.
looks
So
itself and leaves when it sees me coming. No, no, no.
Did you just say your stripper name was Valley Forge?
Cooter Valley Forge. Please get it right.
Cooter Valley Forge?
Oh my God! How do
Yep.
you come up with your stripper name?
It's your first pet in the first street you lived on.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, mine would be very anticlimactic.
Mine's Ribbons West.
Mine's
Ooh.
Sandy Kingsley. It sounds like a politician's wife.
It does sound like an ultra-conservative woman.
Yeah.
Mine would be Gentle American Boulevard.
Wow.
That
Mine
sounds
would
like
be
anticlimactic. It
What?
would be what?
Mine would be Biff Welton.
That's a
A lot. Now
porn
that's a
name.
good.
That's a poor
That is a
name.
porn name.
That's like Dirt Diggler.
Take that one to the bank. You keep that.
Yeah. You need to get the domain name for that.
I like that.
Yeah, I know. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Sandy
Got a lot of
Kingsley
money on
sounds
that
like
one.
an Avon sales lady.
Sounds like Diane Weist's character in Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sandy Kingsley calling.
The hub's called. He's on his way. So once he checks in, I'm gonna check out.
Okay.
Well, we know what you're gonna be checking into. So
Yeah, a bowl of
Yeah.
chili and some chips.
More like why he gonna be checking in.
Is that what they call it these days? Is a bowl of
They
I
chili?
call-
know. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
for the
that.
foodies. Sexual
Well, girl.
foodies. That's us.
No,
I
that's
am
what
sexual
girl.
chocolate.
You are
Mhm.
sensual chocolate. That's why we love you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Liz, then before you get off and then get off,
You're stupid.
do you have any questions for anybody or the panel?
I love that question to listen. That was cool. Oh, Elliot,
Yeah.
you know what? Okay, because stop it.
I did a body modification.
Oh,
It's my bracelet. Hold on.
Wow.
why are you stupid?
Girl, you're cracking your gums right there. Yeah, here.
I got a lip piercing.
Because I'm sweating.
And this
Sabrina, is that your old
PA?
PA?
Yes, it was just a small one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, Elliot, this question's for you.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something posted and then we were all confused. Did you get your domestic partnership paper?
No.
No?
No.
What was that picture you posted?
Where?
You guys had you were dressed similarly,
Oh, the white shirt?
each other, and you were talking about something about I
This
could
would have been,
domestic
this would have been
partner.
earlier than the trip to Saks for the Stonewall Ball, Elliot.
Yep, before
This would have
that.
been earlier.
No.
Okay, well you're boring now. Go away.
Oh.
I'm so adorable sometimes. I can't see that myself.
But this is why we keep you around.
I'm saying I thought it was just because I kept the shade in all kinds of fashions. Oy. Okay, so the next question's out the toilet, down the toilet. Mind if I get a little scatological, but in a healthy kind of way?
Go for it.
Okay, so like there's this new, it's new to Americans-ish. Japanese have been doing it forever, and now they're trying to make $1 on it. I heard on Howard, it's called the squatty potty.
What?
The squatty potty.
I'm
What is
frightened.
that?
What is this?
It's a little stool that you sit at the base of your toilet and you raise your knees to have a bowel movement.
Oh,
Oh, I
I
know,
heard
I've
about
seen
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
I wasn't about to spend the money, but there's a stool in my there is a real stool, 4 legs, in my bathroom, and I use it when I blow out my hair, which I've never done, but I never took it out. And it has rungs, so I used it.
Do you need to like climb up it to get
No.
on it? Is that why it's got rungs?
No, child. I don't know what you're talking about. You're harshing my. Never mind. Anyway,
No, keep going, keep going.
it totally changes the whole event.
Do you
I
know
just put my
that-
feet up on the rungs. It totally changed the whole event, and I'm telling you,
Girl, is that how you've been getting the feet prints on the
they do
ceiling?
it.
That's one of the ways, darling.
Okay, I just Googled it, and now I know what you're talking about.
Thank you, but the Japanese have been doing it forever.
What's the physiological thing? Like, how does
Changes you from doing this to doing this and escorting it out better, as opposed to putting pressure on it and making a sharp edge. This
Wow.
to this.
Now I got to go there. I gotta ask.
Yeah. No,
Does
but
it-
just
does it
grab.
feel
All you have to
better?
do is grab a small stool, put it in front of you, or put anything that your knees are just up. Just your knees are up. An entirely different experience, I assure you.
Does it feel better?
Much better.
Almost
And I never
did
had
you say
problems. Not
pleasurable?
that I never had problems in that department, but it was so relaxing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's happening, and wow, quick, try it. I'm telling you. Don't buy the potty though. Don't buy the squatty potty. We are a frugal bunch, and we're not going to do that. We don't have to do that.
Okay, so Miss Liz gives the squatty potty a thumbs down.
It's the concept thumbs up. You don't need to buy
The
it.
execution thumbs down.
Well, here's one on Amazon for
Yeah, Amazon has
$25.
$5.
25.
25.
Oh.
Can
Okay, no.
Uh,
I do that to you guys all the time. Can you see? It's like a
The
big
backlight
white
kind of
glaring
screwed it up.
screen.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. But
It's
yeah,
big
that,
results with a little
everybody
tool.
raise your knees the next time you have to do it. See what happens. Get yourself into a comfortable in that position. You'll be very surprised.
So interesting.
I know. I love to talk about pooping healthfully.
Oh, there you go,
Yeah.
girl.
I don't ever have any problem though.
That's just it. I don't either. I just want to see if it worked, and it's a whole different dynamic.
When I used to go in the field because we eat MREs and it's like just 2,000 calorie meals of just bad stuff. I mean, it gives you good energy,
Yeah.
but they are notorious for backing you.
Whoa.
This, I think, would probably be helpful if you're constipated. I mean, nothing is more helpful than eating fibrous, high water content foods and vegetables.
Well, and don't get me wrong, taking a shit outside is not that cool of a thing, especially when you're in the field. So, it's like, it's kind of a nice blessing. But once you get back to, civilization, and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I haven't done this for like 3 days or whatever.
Right.
It's like, I really don't want to go to the medic to get this taken care of.
Yeah.
Just work with me
You'd
here.
be really surprised. I think everybody just try it. Just put a little stool in front of you. Make sure your knees.
Right now?
Yeah, and we'll videotape it. Come
Comfortable?
on, Sabrine. You
It'll be the new
a
instructional
viral
video.
vixen, honey.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, has anybody taken that?
No, save it. It's ours.
There you go.
It sounds like that's got to be taken by
Yeah.
Vixen. I mean,
We'll see. We'll do a little GoDaddy search and see if that
Yeah,
URL's been
exactly.
taken.
No, it's ours.
exactly.
So that's what I wanted to say. Ask questions or discuss, tell you about.
So Liz, what would you say this whole ass fascination came from?
I declare respond to that question.
We've officially lost her now.
I got nothing to say.
Are you pleading the fifth? Is that what you're doing? You taking the fifth here?
Fifth, the sixth, the first, and the number 2.
Oh, you got the number 2.
You're taking all of them. D, all of the above.
Yeah. I'm excited about Saturday.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be fabulous. I mean, I know.
So for those of you out in YouTube land, Saturday is the Stonewall Ball here in West Palm Beach to commemorate the Stonewall riots in New York.
Yeah, it was
It's a black and white ball. My husband is my accessory.
Ooh, it's the ultimate
Love
accessory.
it.
Everybody's getting them.
You're so in. Oh
hmm
my god, I'm so jealous.
I am.
Girl, I sold my husband on eBay the other day because I was just tired of that accessory.
They take
Mike
you.
never had one.
I almost had to give it away. Though.
Well,
It was
honey,
just
we've
like,
got a
bad.
date. We all have a date on the 19th. And
Well,
you have to walk away
the
with some-
19th, I kind of have my cabaret show, so I will be joining afterwards.
So you will be on the poll.
You will be on the poll.
She says cabaret show, but we all
I know.
what
That's
that
what
We
we
know
call
that.
it these
Well, I was
days.
going to say,
Cabaret, Chardonnay, blah
I'll
blah
be
blah.
Potato, potato.
Rachel's
but if
cabaret.
it's my brother's wife, she'll just assume that there's a pole there and that I'm stripping, so.
Nice.
Well, why don't we just let art imitate life and go for it?
Yeah, I'll do that at Respects or a restaurant or someplace like that. Just, no.
Why not? I'll bring the poll.
I
Let's
need
do
good
it.
music, not Broadway
Listen.
music. I can't do Broadway music.
You know what
I'm
I'll do?
completely. smitten right now. I'm having a moment, Lady Pond moment. But your cleavage looks fan-friggin-tastic.
It does.
Yes.
It
There you
does.
go. Show the
Pretty.
girls. Show the girls.
Oh,
girl.
go ahead. Go ahead, girl. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so cool. I would do that. Where's my chin?
Okay, yeah, I'm done dancing with my
Okay, so Lisa, you gotta talk when you're doing that, so the camera will focus on you.
Okay, okay. Let me do it again. Do 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 do. Did that work for you now?
Oh,
Yeah.
great for me. Where's my cigarette?
And Elizabeth left. She missed the show.
Okay, so I forgot where we were. Oh, we were talking about poopies and whatnot. So,
Yeah, but
moving right along. Oh no, Lisa and performing. Yeah, so I could totally bring the pole to Respects, and I can sing Cherry Pie for my karaoke number.
Or actually, pour some sugar on me is better for the poll.
Okay, I can do it. Shit. I'm
I
versatile.
mean, at the country bar I went to in college, they would always have a booty break, and they would play that, and I would find a pole and kind of dance to it. It was fun.
Okay, guys, I have to sign off, but thank you for having me. It was fun, as always, with these girls, and you, Eric, as well.
Thank you for coming on, Elliot. We appreciate the opinions, you being here, you being awesome. We love you. Can't wait to see Stonewall.
I probably should be signing off too, because it's time for me to get my nightly call into Jack before it's
Oh, okay.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and end the show. I'd like to thank all my guests, Sabrine, Liz,
Love you.
Elliot, and Leeson. Love you back, Bo. Saturday is going to be a little tight. We might be able to talk at some point at Stonewall or whatever, so let's look up. But on the 1st is when I end my stint over here. So, and looks like she's already signed off. I love her avatar though. It's great. I know, right?
It sounds like you can still hear something, but
Yeah, maybe.
I think we're done.
I think we're done, folks. So thank you for tuning in. Please comment. Please hit the like. Tell your friends. Also, my dear, dear, dear love of my life, partner in crime. Her YouTube channel is SabrineXXOO. Check it out.
Check it
Lots
out.
of good stuff there.
Check it out.
And probably next week's show might be there too. You never know.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. I'll think of a fabulous topic that we can talk amongst ourselves, and maybe we'll meet on my channel next time.
That
I think
sounds
that'll be fun.
divine.
Yes.
So signing off. Want to again leave you with, you know what? No more hiding. Be you. Be present. Talk to you guys later.
Bye. Bye.